What's going on, guys? Mike McIntyre here, back from All Things Sports. Super happy to see you here today. Before we get into it, I'm going to apologize. My light setup today is going to be very annoying. I can tell just by filming before I even start editing. I've got the sun kind of coming in and out and in and out, so the light's going to be shaded. And I need to say, before we get into the video, as I always say now, hit the subscribe button before we get into anything. I know there are a lot of you out there that have seen my videos but have not necessarily subscribed to the channel. So please hit that subscribe button and we will get right into this brand new review. So let's get into it. Alright guys, thanks for stopping by as always. Today I have a review for you of a boot that I don't review very often, and I went back and I checked out my library of videos that I've done and stuff like that, and the last Tiempo Legend review I've done was the Tiempo Legend 7. I thought I had done a review of the Legend 8, but I've actually never done a review of the Legend 8, but it's not the first time I've seen the boot. It's just the first time that I'm doing a review of them, which I can't believe. I'm honestly shocked that I've never done a review of the Legend 8, but we will review it. I have the box here. These are the brand new white and flash crimson colorway. So these have the string bag. It's quite a nice string bag. We have Tiempo written down the side with these sort of crimson color strings with a mix of purple in the logo. Little pattern there, pocket inside, nice white string bag. We'll get that off to the side. And here we go, the Legend 8, which again, I can't believe I've never reviewed before. Not sure why, but I guess it's lower down on my priority list usually. It's not a boot that I show a lot of interest in personally, but other than that, it's a good boot. It has nothing to do with the quality of the boot. It's just not one that I'm all that interested in, to be honest, when I look for myself. So we're going to do a review of the Legend 8. I thought I would do it because I thought it was a cool looking colorway and it was a brand new release, so I figured I would do a boot review of the brand new Legend 8. So because it's the first time I do it, we're going to go over everything. So it is a very lightweight boot from right out of the box. It's a leather boot. It does have fly knit mixed in and a quad fit system. So I'll go over how those three things are sort of integrated into the upper of the boot. So the first thing is, obviously, you have a kangaroo leather upper. It is the forefoot and front half of the boot that is made of kangaroo leather. Then you have this quad fit system, which is essentially an idea they took over from the Phantom Vision, where you have this interior, I'll call it a cage, if you will. It's just an interior liner that's supposed to wrap your foot quite nicely, and then the layer on top, which is the premium kangaroo leather, will create the outer portion of the boot. So you have the quad fit system inside, and then of course you have the integrated fly knit tongue, if you will. So you have this one piece design once again with a fly knit tongue. Again, the tongue kind of reminds me of the Phantom Vision. It's built into the quad fit system, so if you can imagine this inner prime knit quad fit design that they've integrated together. So you have this one piece on the inside, the leather on top, internal heel counter, and that is essentially the upper of the boot. Then of course you have a nice hyper stability sole plate on the bottom. This is a one piece design, has some bladed studs in the back with conical ones in the forefoot. Again, I'm going to be critical here. They should have put conical in the back as well, but it is a nice sole plate overall, and it does have this sort of nice curve to it to create a very unique feeling. I'm a fan of the boot overall. I just think that they're getting away from what the Legend really is, and I said that. I was really critical about the Legend 7s. I didn't like the way that they introduced the prime knit and the leather together, and they do continue with that theme here. I think it creates a good boot, but I don't think it's needed. I think this texture almost spoils the leather, if that makes any sense. I'm not a big fan of the way it feels. Soft, it feels padded like any other leather boot, but the texture, these dimples that are created in this leather, to me at least, it feels like they're taking something away from the paddedness, from the feel of the leather boot. You're putting leather on a boot, why not go with something that's a little bit more, I don't know, I want you to feel the leather better, and I feel like these dimples take away from that feeling. I understand that they're trying to create a one-piece leather without any stitching, and that is cool, but again, I don't think that you need all this texture. So if they were to take the texture away from that kangaroo leather, I actually think it would be a better boot, and I would personally prefer a separate tongue. I'm not a big fan of this one-piece design. I don't need prime knit on a kangaroo leather boot. If I'm going after the Legend, I'm interested in a padded leather feel, and I don't necessarily want that one-piece prime knit material. It's just a modern material that they're throwing on the Legend just to say that the prime knit is in the Legend, in my opinion. So I don't think it's actually needed, but Other than those two things, I think it's a good boot. Again, if they would just remove this sort of dimpled pattern in the leather, I'm not the biggest fan of that, and then give me a more traditional style tongue, I think the boot would be better for it. So that's kind of my review of the upper and the sole plate and all that about the boot. Colorway is really cool. I like it. It's nice and clean, shiny white with this sort of crimson that turns into purple, a little bit of gray, and it kind of looks like an orange sole plate, but it is that kind of laser crimson color. So that's pretty much it for the unboxing review part. Let's slip them on feet and talk about fit and feel. Okay guys, so slipping the boot on for the first time, they do feel really comfortable on feet, which is a good thing. They're a more traditional style in the materials that they use, I'll put it that way. But again, it's very modernized in the sense that they're trying to create a one-piece upper design, a fully enclosed boot with, you know, no separate tongue, and that sort of creates a unique feeling, put it that way. So I like the leather feeling. It's definitely a wider fitting boot from Nike. I always said that the Phantom Vision was a wider fitting boot, but now that that no longer exists, and there's only 3 boots in their lineup, if you want a wide boot and you're a Nike fan, the Legend is definitely the boot to go for. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the dimples in the leather. I think they should just keep it a little bit more traditional in that sense. Give me a padded leather feel. I do like the way that one-piece design actually fits your foot. It does feel quite good when you put the boot on. I like the opening, and I like the way the collar wraps around my ankle when I slide the boot on. I just think that if they were to create a separate tongue, it would actually be better. If they created a separate tongue and then had maybe something like those elastics that wrap down towards the sole plate of the boot, the tongue would be a little bit more independent of the upper itself, but still give you that enclosed feel. I actually think that would be a better design. So those are my 2 cents. If they just give me a little bit more of a traditional feel on the outer part of the leather, and they created a separate tongue in order to get the boot on, but then still with the elastics to lock your foot in place, you're getting that modern feel, but with more of a traditional leather boot. A very comfortable boot overall. I like the way it fits. That would be, in my opinion, the best way to go about this Tiempo Legend. Again, if you like Nike and you want a wide boot, you have a wide foot like me, this is definitely the one to go for. It's a little bit wider than the Phantom GT. It's definitely a lot wider than the Mercurial. So if you're in that sort of wider foot types, and again, you want Nike, go for the Legend. It fits true to size, which is a good thing because Nike can tend to be all over the places with their sizes. I'm happy to say that on this boot at least, go true to size. The leather will stretch ever so slightly because of the way it is in the forefoot, but that quad fit system again is just going to wrap it back up. So they won't stretch all that much, but they will just give just a little bit in order to shape to the shape of your foot. So then let's send it back to the desk and we'll wrap this video up. So there you have it guys, my review and on-feet look at the Nike Tiempo Legend 8s. Solid boot overall. Again, if you're interested in a wide fitting, comfortable boot from Nike, this is definitely the one to go for. I'm happy to say that they do fit true to size, which is a good thing. Just wish that they would fix those 2 little things that I complained about. Give me a separate tongue, but maybe if you want that kind of wrapped around fit, just give those elastics that attach down at the sole plate. You see them a lot on basketball shoes. You could have this kind of integrated tongue, but it's still separate from the upper. I think that would be the way to go. And then remove the dimples from the leather, and I think you'd have a much better Tiempo Legend, at least in my opinion. So that's my review of the Nike Tiempo Legend 8. Let me know what you guys think down below. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. I have a lot of great videos coming. I should have a Mercurial Dream Speed review coming, so hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss on that. And that's pretty much it. Mike McIntyre, all things sports. I'm signing off for now. Take care. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.